They work at night in the desert, you know. Men move under powerful floodlights. Women move under powerful floodlights. Large machines dig into the earth. Trucks roll like slow, heavy beasts through the dust and shadows. The sight is vast and secretive. It looks like a scene from a science fiction movie. Bright floodlights cut through deep darkness. Long, dancing silhouettes ripple across the barren landscape. Particles of sand spin in the wind. The low hum of distant generators vibrates the air. In this stark and quiet place, a simple question hangs in the air. Are we building a tool, or are we building our own replacement? This project is called Stargate. Those who speak of it do so in measured tones. Microsoft. OpenAI. Careful, deliberate words. Yet the numbers associated with it are anything but quiet. They are loud and staggering. The reported cost is $100 billion. $100 billion. Let that number sink in. It is a figure that defies easy comprehension. It represents a level of investment that is almost unprecedented. To put this sum into perspective, consider this. With $100 billion, you could purchase 10 modern aircraft carriers, the floating fortresses that project the power of a nation across the globe. A stack of $100 bills rising into the clouds next to silhouettes of an aircraft carrier and a skyscraper. It is a sum that exceeds the annual gross domestic product of many countries. It dwarfs the budgets of most scientific endeavors. Missions that sent rovers to Mars. Missions that built telescopes to the edge of the universe. This is not just a project. It is an economic event. This investment is 100 times greater than the cost of a typical state-of-the-art supercomputer. These are machines that already fill entire rooms and perform trillions of calculations per second. Stargate is an order of magnitude beyond that. When money is spent on this scale, it does more than just fund a project. It reshapes industries. It creates new centers of power. It bends the future toward the will of those who control the capital. This level of financial commitment signals a belief that the returns will be equally astronomical, not just in dollars, but in influence and control over the next technological era. Think of the resources that $100 billion commands. It buys the best minds. It buys the most advanced materials. It buys the most cutting-edge technology available on the planet. It allows for the construction of facilities so vast and complex, they are like small cities unto themselves. Stargate will not be a single computer. It is more accurate to think of it as a sprawling digital ecosystem. It will be a city of servers, an interconnected metropolis of processing power. Inside its climate-controlled halls, it will house millions of specialized computer chips. These are not the chips you find in your laptop or smartphone. These are the engines of artificial intelligence, designed for one purpose: to think. The plan calls for the latest and most powerful of these chips, the NVIDIA Blackwell series, each one a miniature supercomputer, capable of trillions of operations in the blink of an eye. Imagine millions of these chips working in concert, linked together, sharing information. This is the hardware that could, in theory, achieve AGI, the holy grail of AI research. A machine mind that can learn, reason, and create across many tasks. The sheer density of computational power is breathtaking. An attempt to replicate the complexity of the human brain with silicon and electricity. The scale of this hardware beast separates Stargate from everything before. The physical reality is a strange, imposing sight. Endless rows of server racks, a labyrinth of cables, thick as pythons. Sophisticated cooling systems breathing out cold air, fighting immense heat. The constant low-frequency hum like a sleeping giant. Engineers speak of them with reverence and caution. This beast requires more than parts. It requires an immense, continuous flow of data. It will consume the digital footprint of our civilization: books, articles, images, conversations. A machine of this magnitude has an almost unquenchable thirst, you know. It requires a staggering amount of energy. The millions of chips, the cooling systems, the entire infrastructure, all of it consumes electricity on a scale few can imagine. You could not simply plug Stargate into the existing power grid. To turn it on would be like switching on every light in a major city all at once. The demand would be so great that it would risk blackouts and instability for everyone else. The power needs of advanced AI are becoming a defining challenge of our time. This is a problem of physics and engineering. This is why the conversation about Stargate inevitably turns to nuclear energy. Visionaries like Sam Altman, companies like Microsoft, are looking at new forms of power generation. They understand that fossil fuels and even traditional renewables may not be able to provide the constant, massive, and reliable flow of electricity required. Nuclear power plants, new designs, smaller designs, safer designs can operate day and night regardless of whether the sun is shining or the wind is blowing. They can provide the steady, powerful heartbeat that a machine like Stargate needs to live and to think. Beyond the concrete, the silicon, and the energy, there is a human cost. There is always a human cost. The emergence of a machine as capable as Stargate promises to redefine the nature of work. We are already seeing the early signs. Doctors use AI to analyze medical scans with superhuman accuracy. Lawyers use AI to sift through centuries of legal precedent in seconds. Programmers use AI to help them write and debug code. These tools can augment human ability, making us more efficient and powerful. But there is a thin line between a tool that helps and a tool that replaces. This moment of replacement is what some are calling the angle. It is a simple and sharp concept. It is the point at which a machine can perform a task better, faster, and cheaper than a human being. When that angle is crossed, businesses face a logical choice. For workers in those roles, the choice is not so simple. It brings anxiety and uncertainty. If a single machine can do the work of 10 on 100 or 1,000 people, what becomes of those people? Will society create new roles for them? Will we invest in the massive retraining programs that will be necessary? The year 2028. This date has been set as a target. It is a mark on a map of the future. The builders of Stargate say this is when their creation will be operational. Setting a date like this does something powerful. It takes an abstract idea and makes it concrete. It gives time a tangible shape. It transforms a distant possibility into a near-term reality. For those working on the project, it is a deadline. For the rest of the world, it is a countdown. It focuses the mind and forces us to confront what is coming. This date, 2028, is not just a technical milestone, it is a psychological one. It signals that the era of speculative discussion about advanced AI is ending, and the era of its physical presence is beginning. The decisions we make between now and then will be critical. Regulation, ethics, societal impact are no longer theoretical. They are urgent and necessary preparations for a world in which Stargate, or something like it, exists. Imagine the world in 2028. It is not some distant science fiction future. It is just around the corner. The children who are in elementary school today will be teenagers. The political and economic landscape will have shifted, but it will be recognizably our own. Into this world, a new kind of intelligence will be born. Will we have the laws, the institutions, and the social safety nets in place? The certainty of the date creates a sense of inevitability. The machines are being built. The power plants are being planned. The money has been committed.